statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
Sir, it's time. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Great to be with you on this President's Day edition. I knew it was a holiday today. Driving in, there was light traffic and then pulled into the station, and there's nobody here except for a couple of people. Two of my producers, myself, and a couple of other people. That's it. President's Day. Hope if you're having a day off, I hope you're enjoying your day off. And we're delighted to be here working. I don't mind. I like doing this, so it's okay. It's all good. And, boy, crazy time of the year, right? All the political goings on one way or another. Judge Anton Scalia passed away on the weekend. That was a shocker. There was some mystery surrounding his death, too. He was pronounced dead over the phone. The judge or the official in Texas that was told over the phone by the authorities, whoever went to the scene, that he was dead. So I think it was a judge pronounced him dead, and there was some confusion. There was no autopsy. Usually when you don't die in a hospital, they perform an autopsy. But I guess it must be, I don't know what the laws are in Texas, but no autopsy. Family didn't want one. Interesting. I saw a couple of stories about the confusion and the controversy surrounding his death. He made it past 1 year of life expectancy. He was 79. Apparently he had some health issues, as it was reported, and I don't know what those were. They said his heart, obviously his heart failed. Of course it failed. They said his heart failed. Yeah, all right. Heart failure caused by what? Is my question. But nevertheless, everybody has that fate, right? Doesn't care if you're a Supreme Court judge or whomever. The great equalizer. 877-897-8255. Toll free. I guess that's a nice way to die. Die in your sleep. Not bad. No suffering. Cass Ingram will be along a little bit later in the show. He's always interesting and provocative. He says provocative things. He doesn't edit too much. He doesn't have real fine filters. He says what's on his mind. I like it. For talk show, that's great. I like it. So then, did you eat breakfast this morning? There's this long-standing belief that the most important meal of the day is breakfast. You know, if you look at the word, if you break it down, it's you break fast. You're breaking a fast, assuming that you didn't eat for 8 hours at least, maybe sometimes more than that if you don't eat a couple of hours before going to bed and you sleep 8 hours. That's 10 hours without any nourishment. So you're breaking a fast, breakfast. And then consequently, people make that inferential leap. It's the most important meal of the day. I wouldn't quarrel much with that. I don't know about the most important. I think it's important. I think everything you put in your mouth is important any time of the day. Nevertheless, there's another hypothesis that runs along with that one, and that is eating breakfast will help moderate weight gain. Okay? That flies around all over the place, that hypothesis. People will talk about it and say, you have to eat breakfast, most important meal of the day, and only that will help you lose weight or manage your weight. Well, wouldn't you know, out of the University of Bath, study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, very prestigious journal in the world of nutrition. The researchers took a look at this correlation or this so-called relationship between eating breakfast and weight gain. And it's an interesting finding in this study. It's sort of a mixed finding. I'll explain. What they did was they took a look at, analyzed the link between breakfast and health of people who were classified as obese. So the study involved obese people. And they compared the results from a fasting group with a breakfast eating group. Eating breakfast had an interesting consequence for the people who were obese. On the one hand, when they ate breakfast, they tended to be more physically active. However, the important conjunctive adverb, however, eating breakfast did not make obese people lose weight. The good news is that it caused them to be more physically active in the morning, and it reduced their food intake later in the day. Translation: both groups then, the fasting group and the breakfast eating group, ate similar amounts overall. Point is that eating breakfast didn't contribute to weight loss. Pay attention. This is really interesting. When they ate breakfast, they were more physically active. You would believe that you're burning more calories, right? And so you would think weight loss, physically active, they're gonna lose weight. And it also reduced their food intake later in the day. Translation: weight loss. They must be losing weight. So you would put those two things together, say they're more physically active and they're eating less food later in the day, so they must have lost weight. No, they didn't. So somewhere in the course of the day, in their eating behaviors, they ended up consuming just as many calories as the fasting group. Now, that's a very complex finding. It's mixed. It's a mixed bag. Eating breakfast for obese people makes them more physically active, according to this study, and causes them to eat less in the day, but they didn't lose weight. Man, makes your head hurt, doesn't it? What? Whiplash. What? The results of this study, they said that these latest results in this obese group build upon previous studies from researchers at that same university, Bath. relative to the effects of eating breakfast for a lean population. This project, these studies, are from what they call the Bath Breakfast Project, BBR. Don't know what to tell you. You know, you're trying to glean some advice from that. You say, what's the insight here? Obese people eat breakfast. They're more physically active in the morning. They're going to burn calories. They eat later in the day. They're going to consume less calories. That should equal weight loss. No, it doesn't. They ended up eating just as many calories at the end of the day as the fasting group, the group that ate no breakfast. We'll be back.
At Canavest, we believe that the future of hemp is unlimited, and through innovative and responsible application and science, we will enhance the prosperity and well-being of our customers, employees, and communities. As pioneers, our long-term goal at Canavest is to locate hemp seed processing mills near to our future family of hemp farmers. These local factories will convert hemp seed into nutritious oil, protein powders, bread flour, and hemp meal. Canavest supports local efforts and believes that sustainability starts locally. Canavest was named one of the Nutritional Outlook's Best of 2014, and we are committed to pioneering the hemp revolution as the world's leading producer of quality hemp-derived CBD products. Resistance to change is in great part the result of trying to do today's job with yesterday's tools and with yesterday's concepts. The hemp revolution is here, and it's up to all of us to change perception and to impact policy. Will you join us in this movement? Learn more about the education and science behind Canavest at canavest.com.
Feeling tired after your meal? Occasional gas, bloating, or indigestion at inopportune times? You may have an enzyme deficiency. Did you know that many common digestive discomforts can be caused by poor digestion? When food isn't completely digested, it begins to ferment in the digestive tract, which may cause uncomfortable symptoms. Digest Gold, America's #1 selling enzyme product, offers unparalleled support for your digestive needs. It contains exclusive blends of enzymes optimized to be 3 times stronger and work more than 6 times faster than other leading digestive supplements. With just 1 capsule per meal, Digest Gold offers support to break down carbohydrates, fats, fiber, and protein. Enzymedica products are all natural, vegetarian, contain absolutely no fillers, and are vegan and kosher when possible. You'll find Digest Gold and other Enzymedica products at fine health food stores near you. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Is your skin showing signs of aging? Do you want hair with more body and stronger nails? Add Neocell's Super Collagen Plus C to your daily routine to help you regain your youthful, vibrant appearance. Collagen is the body's key structural protein, and it is critical to the elasticity and strength of connective tissues like skin, ligaments, and tendons. Recent clinical studies suggest that supplementing with collagen may reduce wrinkles and increase the firmness of your skin, improve the thickness of your hair, and strengthen your nails. Previously, medical studies also show a wide range of benefits from collagen supplements that may help with your joint pain, bone strength, and exercise recovery. Neocell's Super Collagen Plus C provides 100% pure collagen that's hydrolyzed for maximum absorption. Results are felt and seen within weeks. Super Collagen Plus C promotes a healthy body by providing specialized nutritional support to help fight the effects of aging. Neocell's Super Collagen Plus C products are available everywhere fine nutritional supplements are sold.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted Best Independent Chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Nubian Heritage, Global Healing, Modern Wellness, BSN, Finish First, Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils, Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation, Natural Factors, where great health begins, Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless, A. Vogel, Europe's leading brand of herbal medicine. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
It has been very popular in the nutrition culture, if you want to call it that, to tell people that if you routinely eat breakfast, that will help prevent weight gain. Apparently, that's not the case. Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Glad you were able to tune in today. This is a brand new study coming out of University of Bath. They had two groups, a group that ate breakfast and a group that fasted, didn't eat breakfast. Both people in both groups were obese. At the end of the day, it didn't make a difference whether they ate breakfast or did not eat breakfast. They ate the same amount of calories. The people that ate breakfast, the obese people ate breakfast, were more physically active in the morning and ate less calories later in the day, but at the end of the day, they ended up eating the same. This is not the first study to address this issue. There was another study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. If my memory serves me correctly, it was out of Vanderbilt University. It was a smaller, I think my memory is a smaller sample. And they had, again, two groups. The group that routinely ate breakfast and the group that skipped breakfast. At the end of the day, in this study, the group that ate breakfast lost an average of 17 pounds when they were put on a program that included eating breakfast every day. It was a weight loss program, and the one variable that they manipulated was the program was the same for both groups, or for the group. They put on this weight loss program, and they ate breakfast. And then there was this other group that didn't eat breakfast on a weight loss program. Guess what? The group that ate breakfast lost 17 pounds on the weight loss program, and the group that didn't eat breakfast lost 20 pounds on the weight loss program. They lost more weight, the group that didn't. Now, here's my take on eating breakfast. I know it's popular to tell people eat breakfast, and especially with children. I have no dispute about that. Children should eat breakfast. They need energy. They're young. They're growing. They're it's just a requirement. Relative to adults, I know people that eat breakfast. You think they were on death row, and this was the last breakfast they were ever going to eat. And it's a big breakfast. Then others moderate and so on. I'm not a big fan of forcing people to eat breakfast if they don't want to. Shouldn't do that. You shouldn't force them to do it. You should try to explain that, what time are you going to eat? If you don't get to eat when you get up, what point in the day will you have your first meal? If you're going to wait until the afternoon, I think that's not a good idea. On the other hand, I think, too, though, that if you try to force people to do something, is my point here. You try to force them to do something, especially with food. It typically doesn't work out. Forced compliance, it doesn't work out when you're forcing them to do it, compelling them to do it, because the minute you turn your back, they're not going to do it. I don't eat a big breakfast. I have protein, I have some protein, maybe 20 grams. If I have another protein bar, maybe 30 grams at most, and a Starbucks. That's it. I don't have this great compulsion to eat a lot of food in the morning. If you forced me to do that, I don't feel good. Now, I'll eat a little later in the morning, then I'll have lunch, and then I'll have something in the afternoon, then I'll have my dinner. I'm a calorie restricted diet. I always has been. In fact, I have to force myself to eat. I can go all day without eating. It's not a good idea. I don't like it. I shouldn't do it. But I'm also think that rule, that eating breakfast, that rule is for everybody. No, it's not. Some people would do better maybe to eat a lighter breakfast instead of a heavy breakfast and have something a little later on again. So you have to adjust to your own, your own inclination. I'm not suggesting that you go to bed, don't eat breakfast, and don't eat anything till 3 o'clock in the next day in the afternoon. I'm not recommending that. But I don't recommend forcing people to eat breakfast. I do think, though, that children should eat something. Definitely. There's a lot of research that suggests that children who eat breakfast perform better in school, have better health, and so on. You say, well, why wouldn't that apply to adults? Because the metabolic needs, the nutritional needs of children are different. They're in a different stage of development. That's why. So what should you eat for breakfast? Let's go to the next controversial topic. Study out this morning talking about eating eggs. Good idea, bad idea. Come back, I'll give it to you. I'll break it down real quick. And then in the second hour of the show, I'll delve into that portion of the breakfast theme a little harder and a little deeper. Cass Ingram will be along here in a moment. So this is interesting. Should you eat breakfast or not eat breakfast relative to weight gain? I can reference 2 studies that say it doesn't make a difference. Then the next issue, what should you eat for breakfast? Let's focus on eggs. Should you eat eggs for breakfast or at any time? Does eating eggs contribute to heart disease? I'll give you a hint about that when I come back, and then I'll introduce Cass Ingram, and we'll see what's on the ever rhetorically unfiltered Dr. Cass Ingram. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition Coast to Coast.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement, or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by NeoCell, the true science of collagen. Enzymedica, the enzyme experts. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Nutrix Hawaii, more nutrition, better health, purely Hawaiian. Nature's Dynamics, garden to gummy supplements made by Dad. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition 2016. My guest today will be Dr. Cass Ingram. Let's talk about, we'll see how much you know about this topic. This is going to be interesting. Do you know what terpenes are? Just to give you a hint of what I'll mention in the second hour, that theme, this sort of got like a breakfast theme going on here. Should you or should you not eat breakfast? Does it contribute to weight gain or not? And what should you eat for breakfast? Let's talk about eggs. And should you have eggs for breakfast, or should you eat eggs generally? And do eggs contribute to heart disease, high cholesterol and heart disease? There's always a big argument about that. I'll delve into that a little bit more later in the show. As I said, Dr. Cass Ingram is my guest. Dr. Ingram knows a thing or two about plants, I can tell you. And Dr. Ingram, welcome back.
Hey there, how you getting along?
One day at a time. That's how I do it.
Yeah.
I know you don't. I don't know if you speak Spanish, but it's un día a la vez in Spanish.
Oh, un día a la vez. Yeah, that's a good way. We can learn from our Spanish brothers on that one.
So I have to ask you something. Do you eat breakfast?
Sometimes I'll skip it because I have no natural hunger, just to test my body. But about every other day I have a breakfast, and I try to eat high protein.
Good idea. The conventional wisdom, there are a couple of hypotheses about this breakfast business. That's the best. It's the most important meal of the day. That's one hypothesis. We could talk about that, but the other one is that it's important because it contributes to weight management. Well, this new study that came out of the University of Bath this morning, it's not the first of its kind, said that eating when they did the group that ate breakfast and the group that didn't eat breakfast, it didn't make any difference in weight gain. Didn't make any difference.
I would, if I was treating a million obesity cases, I would have those obese people eat a high-protein breakfast, no matter what that science said.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Because it stabilizes the blood sugar, reduces the demand for snacking, and it would contribute to weight loss if the right breakfast was constructed.
That's critical. You know what was interesting, Dr. Ingram, in this study? The obese group, group that both groups were obese, the group that ate breakfast, they were more physically active in the morning and they ate less in the afternoon. But at the end of the day, they consumed as many calories as the group that didn't eat breakfast. You would think that they would have lost weight. They were more physically active and they ate less, but they didn't.
Take enough. If you did a big enough thing with enough people with morbid obesity, it would be much easier to manage that by having a high-protein breakfast. And it just depends on, if they would have fed them a 3-egg omelet with diced low-carbohydrate vegetables like red sweet peppers and broccoli and onion, we would have got weight loss on that study. If we would have added a low-carbohydrate beverage like the chaga tea, like herbal tea, like grapefruit juice, or just pure cranberry juice, we would have defied their results. If you feed an obese person a carbohydrate load, they're not going to lose weight anyway, whether you eat it or not.
I know. Your point is well taken. What did you have for breakfast would be critical, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's senseless, really. These so many scientific studies, you have to read through it all. And anyway, here's the bottom line about eggs. Longevity is associated with egg consumption. The egg, there was a study done in 1910 called How to Live Long. Actually, it was a book. I have the book. Very rare book, How to Live Long. And they found in the mountain villagers, only 3 or 4 things that were associated with centenarianism and long life as far as foods. One of them was the habit of popping a hole into an egg and sucking it out raw. The daily egg suckers lived longer than those who didn't use eggs. But egg is important for elderly because it's fairly well digested. It's a complete food. It has the sterols that you need for maintaining the health of the brain. It's got a bit of vitamin D, little A B complex. I think, how could you really match something like that?
I know.
But anyway.
What was the title of that book, Living Long?
How to Live Long, 1910.
Oh, my land. Oh, my land.
Yeah, the other things that, we were going to talk about chemicals in the food. There's chemicals in the egg. The other longevity food was a fruit category. It was the berries. It was the berries.
I'm not surprised.
And there's another one that's in the seed category. It's too bad we don't have time. You know, we could give a guess, but I'm not going to do it. It's going to be the sunflower seed. That's the very much associated with longevity. Yeah.
Do you recall who the author of that book was, How to Live Long?
No, but if you could ever find a copy, you should.
Yeah. So plants, plants are remarkable, and people sometimes don't understand that nutrition is about chemistry.
Yeah.
And the plants have these chemical compounds in them that protect them from environmental insults of one sort or another. Temperature changes, predators, animal herbivores that will eat the plants, and so on. So they have these chemicals in them that provide protection. We eat the plants. Those chemicals turn out to be pretty good for us. One class of chemicals are these terpenes.
Yeah.
And I remember my dad all the time used to talk about turpentine. They can make turpentine from terpenes, but plants produce terpenes. Talk a little bit about that, please.
Okay, now, just like we said on those longevity books, each of those plants we can say has a certain chemical in it that accounts for the results. And the terpenes are a category of chemicals that account for why certain things are medicinal. So we know citrus prevents colon cancer, daily consumption. Well, it's because of the limonene, which is a terpene. See how potent that is? It's not the C. C is very important. It's not the citric acid, very important. But the limonene is anti-tumor. So cannabis. Cannabis, everybody's focused on the cannabidiol, the CBD. It's very important. It's a terpene, but cannabis has 60 to 80 terpenes, maybe even about 100 terpenes.
I didn't realize that. Is that also true with the cannabidiol derived from hemp?
Well, cannabidiol is just one terpene, only one. And when we did an analysis, you've got that hempenol down there. The store.
From North American Urban Spice, yes.
Yeah, and all over the place. So the hempenol, we analyzed the raw material, and it contains about 60 to 66 cannabinoids, which are all terpenes, plus limonene, myrcene, pinene, and beta-caryophyllene. They're all terpenes.
Okay. When we come back, now that we know that, the question becomes, what benefit to us? We'll see.
At Country Life Vitamins, we've been helping people live happy, healthy lives since 1971, and we believe integrity should always be our #1 ingredient. We are committed to this belief because you deserve high-quality nutrition, specifically crafted with the highest standards to support your health. Country Life's manufacturing facility is an NSF GMP-registered facility, as well as USDA-certified organic, so you can feel good about the products you're taking. Country Life Vitamins is also the first supplement company in the United States to have a complete line of products certified gluten-free. That's over 500 products. Country Life Vitamins' pledge of integrity is based on 5 standards: authenticity, cleanliness, freshness, consistency, and accuracy. Ask for Country Life's top-selling products, such as Coenzyme B Advanced for increased energy or Flex Able for joint health. Country Life Vitamins' commitment to ensure all of our products are pure, wholesome, gluten-free supplements full of natural goodness provides peace of mind with the knowledge you are using a brand you can trust.
Hi, I'm Kate. I try to eat a healthy diet, but the irony of eating healthy foods, like broccoli or beans, is that even though they're healthy for us, they can still cause occasional digestive upsets. That's why I take a Digest Smart high-potency enzyme with every meal. Digest Smart is from Renew Life, the digestive care experts. It's the first digestive enzyme certified by Izyme, the International Enzyme Testing Program. Each capsule provides a full spectrum of 25 powerful plant-based raw enzymes to break down each major food group, including carbs, fats, proteins, and fiber. Digest Smart enzymes also feature targeted delivery capsules to reach your intestines, where 90% of digestion occurs. Digest Smart promotes more complete breakdown of the foods you eat and optimizes nutrient availability. Plus, it helps ease digestive upsets and supports your overall digestive health. Now that's really smart. Digest Smart is from the makers of Ultimate Flora Probiotics, and both are available in health food stores everywhere.
Exclusively from Natural Factors.
I'm Dr. Michael Murray. I'm very excited to have the opportunity to talk with you about PGX, a truly revolutionary natural product that works perfectly to help get at the core issues that make weight loss so difficult. PGX is a clinically proven way to help people to achieve their ideal body weight that is safe and natural. PGX leads to a dramatic reduction in the glycemic index of any food or meal. It also ultimately causes the release of compounds that achieve two important goals in weight loss. One, telling your brain that you're satisfied so you eat less, and two, improving the action of the hormone insulin. If you've ever tried to lose weight and failed, it's not your fault. You just need the tremendous support that PGX can provide. For more information on making your weight loss dream a near effortless reality, please go to pgx.com.
Energy, energy, and more energy. Everyone needs it. But did you know you can get the energy you need quick through the powers of wild forest extracts? Wild chaga and birch bark were a secret source of energy and power for Russian athletes years ago, making them unbeatable. Now you too can experience real energy and power like you've never dreamed possible. Wild chaga is the world's top source of SOD, superoxide dismutase, that critical enzyme that blocks the aging process and keeps your cells healthy. Wild birch extract is the world's top source of betulin, a natural sterol needed by every cell of the body. And healthy cells mean a healthy you, and a more powerful one too. Chaga birch bark is also good for your heart, healthy cholesterol, and even helps build healthy arteries. No wonder it's known as the king of all herbs. So take your Chaga Charge tea with wild birch bark every day and Chaga Max capsules from North American Herb and Spice and get that maximum energy you need. Also available in liquid as Chago Power Drops. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Are you tired of taking vitamin pills or powders? How about gummy vitamins with high fructose corn syrup or coloring? Finally, you have a choice with Nature's Dynamic whole food gummy supplements and probiotics made by a dad. Imagine getting benefits of your garden in a delicious gummy supplement. Nature's Dynamics utilizes organic, plant-based vitamin and mineral sources with non-GMO, gluten, soy, and dairy-free ingredients in a delicious gummy for the whole family. Nature's Dynamics has Berry Garden gummies made by a dad, multivitamin omega-3 and probiotics for kids, body boost joint relief, whole food bone and calcium gummy, whole food immune and vitamin C gummy, whole food omega-3 gummy, Be Beautiful hair, skin, and nails gummy, prenatal plus gummy, whole food probiotics for digestive support, and body boost energy and wellness multivitamin for him and her in a delicious, easy to digest gummy. To learn more about Nature's Dynamics or to find a retailer near you, visit naturesdynamics.com or madebyadad.com. Nature's Dynamics, garden to gummy supplements, made by a dad.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Renew Life, the digestive care company. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. North American Herb and Spice, the only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Canavest, from seed to shelf. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. If you just tuned in, coast to coast. Dr. Cass Ingram is my guest. He always has interesting things to talk about. And this show is about trying to learn and educate ourselves, become more aware of not just about nutrition, about health, wellness, and well-being generally. And it turns out, and the theme that keeps coming up over and over again, not shocking, is that plants play such a major contribution in all three of those dimensions. There are these chemicals in plants called terpenes that Dr. Ingram wants to talk about. They're also known as terpenoids. Turns out they're the largest group of chemicals in the plant kingdom and are best known because they have this very strong scent to them. And they're found in a wide variety of aromatic, and Dr. Ingram knows this, aromatic herbs, spices, and food plants ranging from cinnamon, that he knows a lot about, and ginger to eucalyptus to pine tree oils and so on. You might be surprised that chlorophyll, beta-carotene, and vitamin E are all examples of well-known dietary terpenes. They also use terpenes in aromatherapy. Dr. Ingram, welcome back. These terpenes are pretty powerful chemicals, aren't they?
Well, they are. You see, they're the cannabinoids. They're very similar to the endocannabinoids that the brain makes. The body actually needs them. You can have a terpene deficiency. Your father did talk about turpentine for a reason. It was at one time a sort of a medicine. But you're correct to say that beta-carotene, lycopene, and, of course, vitamin E are terpenes. Now, the most aggressive ones are the aromatic compounds that give scent. And we know from cannabis there's a very strong number of scents, a cacophony of them, if you will. So we look to these terpenes as the therapeutic compounds in plants. And they get corrupted easily by heat, by solvent extraction. So what I found is that if you can get a raw extract, an unprocessed extract or minimally processed extract, there's some additional therapeutic powers.
You know, I'm glad you're talking about this and using the term terpenes. You know what I think happens, Dr. Ingram? And they're well-meaning. Many experts, in trying to reach the general public and educate them, they avoid talking about these kinds of compounds and these kinds of chemicals because they think it's too above the head of the consumer. People should know about using that term, terpenes. I know it sounds like an odd term to many, but I'm glad you're talking about it, and that's the way you introduce these ideas into the general population.
It's true.
It's not terpene. Who the hell's walking around talking about terpenes?
I know, and see, that's the sad thing about it is because we used to call it, as it was, turpentine. And so now what's happened is our general public has a limited knowledge. They go in with that limited knowledge and try to buy supplements. Mm-hmm. It's very difficult. The more education, this is a great platform for your show, we can get out there, the more educated, strategic decisions we can make when it comes. If we know that the terpenes are signaling agents for neurotransmission and nerve balance, if we understand that that's why hops, by the way, is a good sedative. It's so rich in caryophyllene and other terpenes, they go right through the blood-brain barrier, and you're in la-la land.
A beer.
It's sedated for you. Now here's the key thing. These substances are very similar to gasoline and kerosene, so they're very penetrating. And that's what we want. We want something that we can take it and it's therapeutic, gets into the cell, gets into the DNA, works there, gets through the blood-brain barrier, does its work there. And that's why hemp needs to come back. Now, I talk about hemp because I know that there's two kinds. There's CBD and there's one you didn't know about, which is the crude extract, a crude CO2 raw extract. So that crude CO2 raw extract is what I've been using, what I've been recommending, because it's rich in hundreds of terpenes.
Now, I was reading. I would never claim to be an expert in terpenes, but in trying to understand in my course of studies, I learned along the way. If my memory serves me right, I think I remember reading or a professor saying that there are well over 200 different terpenes. That many?
Oh yeah, there are. And each plant has its own. Each plant has aroma, so every plant has terpenes.
Now, what purpose? Please explain to the listener and the viewer of the show. We'll get to how they serve us. How do the terpenes serve the plants?
Blood. they're part of its blood movement. It's movement of fluid. It's a solvent for the plants, so that things can move through the stem, through the bark. They are antiseptics. They're anti-inflammatory. They're antioxidants.
Do they ward off herbivores, the animals?
Yes, they do. They ward off ticks. If you spray yourself with something like that herbal Protect-X that they have, you spray yourself with all that, with the geranium terpenes and the terpenes from cumin and the ticks and mosquitoes. They don't want anything to do with you if you use some of the citronella as an example. So all a terpene is building blocks of carbon moieties, carbon hydrogen. But most of the sophisticated ones also have a phenolic group. So that's your monoterpenes. That would be like carvacrol, thymol, eucalyptol, eugenol. So there's different kinds. Now, if we get into the therapeutic benefit, which is what people are tuning in, well, how can I use it? I got this issue. If we go to the hemp terpenes, those are really good for agitation, nervousness, neurosis, for insomnia, for irritability, and for neuropathic pain, which is why some people have a medical license to smoke pot. So that's the pain of sciatica, of MS, tremor, epilepsy.
Mm-hmm. So at North American Herb and Spice, which products contain the terpenes?
What they have. I'm not going to make any claims because I know that there's issues there, but they have something called hempenol, and that has terpenes from wild oregano and organic hemp CO2 extracted. So it's loaded. It's basically a terpene supplement to take under the tongue. The second group I wanted to mention is something called Bone Active. Bone Active is very rich in monoterpenes. It's for rubbing on, for pain, for anti-inflammation support, for
it's a topical.
Topical and capsules.
Okay, when we come back, we're going to get into this. You heard Dr. Ingram mention beta-carophylline. There's apenine, myrcene, limonene. You heard him mention these. These are interesting compounds, alien to many, average person. But listen, we're here to educate. We're going to learn.
Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition, President's Day edition. Probably a lot of people off, and maybe you had a chance to catch the show. By the way, all shows are on demand at Let's Talk Nutrition, the videos as well as the audio of the show. Videos are right on the homepage, some of them. The rest are on YouTube. There's a link that takes you right there. The audio can be found under a link called Show Schedule. And if you go there, you'll see that today on the agenda scheduled is Dr. Cass Ingram. And as promised and delivered, we have Dr. Ingram with us today. Now, he's talking about terpenes. Now, when you have a conversation about terpenes, automatically cannabis gets mentioned. Well, maybe not so automatically, but it should get mentioned, and then hemp can get mentioned. And hemp is a plant that serves the world well. It's not without its controversy. And when, as you well know, when governments start to make regulations about this and that or one thing or another, especially plants, of all things, confusion can abound, and it does, and controversy. Turns out that hemp is been around for thousands of years, used in cultures in one way or another. Dr. Ingram knows a lot about that. Terpenes are found in hemp as well as in the marijuana plant, for that matter. Nevertheless, we're going to talk about these terpenes. He mentioned a couple of products from North American Urban Spice in that first portion of the show. Hempanol, which he considers like a terpene supplement, and then another product, Bone Active, which contains terpenes. Go to NorthAmericanUrbanSpice.com. Before we return to Dr. Ingram here shortly, just in a moment, as I promised, I wanted to mention to you, in the first hour, I talked about breakfast, whether or not if eating breakfast will make a difference in losing weight. Two studies that I referenced, one just came out a day or two ago, and then one from a couple of years ago, both suggest, and there are others that suggest that eating breakfast does not necessarily contribute to weight loss. The question then becomes, well, what do you eat for breakfast? Dr. Ingram suggests a high-protein breakfast. He offered that as a recommendation earlier. Well, in line with this theme, there's a study that came out from the University of Eastern Finland. I have not been to that university. I have not been to Finland. And this new study shows that a relatively high intake of dietary cholesterol, or eating one egg every day, was not statistically or significantly associated with an elevated risk of incident coronary heart disease. Now, this should get people on the other side of the argument in a twist. Furthermore, they found no association between among those with what's called ApoE4. I won't give you the long name. It's a phenotype which affects cholesterol metabolism and is common among the Finnish population. It's hereditary. They said that in the majority of the population, dietary cholesterol affects serum cholesterol levels only a little. And few studies, and I'm quoting, have linked the intake of dietary cholesterol to an elevated risk of cardiovascular diseases, close quote. globally, many nutrition recommendations no longer set limitations to the intake of dietary cholesterol. Now, this has been a raging debate in the world of health, medicine, nutrition. It's been going on for decades. And they go back and forth, viciously sometimes. People get so invested in this. And there's studies on both sides. Does cholesterol, dietary cholesterol, or high cholesterol, whether it's from diet or genetics or a combination of both, contribute to heart disease? And eating a diet high in saturated fat, which promotes cholesterol, in other words, does that contribute to heart disease? And they go back and forth on this. This study and an earlier study from Platforma Sync, that outfit, didn't find a link between high cholesterol in adolescents and eating eggs. There are other studies as well. You heard Dr. Ingram talk about eggs in that first portion of the show, and in some cultures, eating eggs is people, humans are funny. Whatever you put down on a plate in front of them, they'll eat. And you put them in a certain environment, whatever's in that environment, they'll figure out a way to eat it. And if there's an environment where they have to eat eggs, by God, they're going to eat them. Turns out we have some cultural data, traditional, can be called traditional use data that would suggest that eating eggs is a very healthy thing to do. So I'm saying, though, if you do run high cholesterol levels because of your genetics, I'm not recommending eating a diet high in saturated fat and cholesterol. I just can't bring myself to do that. Nevertheless, Dr. Ingram, welcome back. And
yeah. Hey, listen, I try to eat as much fat as I can. As much if I can find some natural cholesterol, I gobble it down.
Really?
Yeah, and I like saturated fat concentrates too. You know why? Because taste and delicious and
I know
the apostat regulation from fat. But the thing is that the cardiac muscle uses saturated fat as a fuel. If you starve it too aggressively, you start to weaken the heart. According to Guyton's textbook of physiology, 60% of the fuel combusted by the normal heart muscle comes from saturated fat, which is the most efficient form of carbon for the heart to use as a fuel. Krebs cycle. Ever hear of Krebs cycle?
Of course.
It splits everything down to the two carbon moieties. So this is a bit on the silly side. You take your Inuit, and he was fine, eating fat and blubber. You give him Eskimo pies and sugar and canned vegetables and white flour products, and he croaks. I mean, it's you want to screw up the heart, eat a lot of starch and sugar. Why aren't they talking about that? Must be the sugar industry. But anyway, that's just kind of how.
So you don't find any deleterious consequences associated with a diet high in saturated fat?
Well, why would I? I mean, I'm not going to eat junk, so it's going to be grass-fed meat and the poultry with the skin on and the drippings that everybody used to eat anyway, and of course your eggs, I mean, don't you dare and try to give me a skimmed milk product, even skimmed milk yogurt. I'll go the other way. I won't touch it. Who wants to even eat that stuff? So yeah, I mean, it's silly, isn't it, when you think about it?
Well, they go out, boy, I'll tell you, the arguments on both sides, the science. I mean, one study, there's a whole bunch of studies on one side and a bunch of studies on the other, and I always delight when you go to a conference and watch these guys go at one another. It's pretty funny.
It's comical.
I know. It's sort of like it almost smacks of politics. It's almost like that. It could get awfully uncomfortable and nasty. Let's go to St. Petersburg, Florida. Mario, you had a question about insomnia.
Oh, first I want to say I enjoy your show very much.
Well, thank you.
As reference to your product line, I want to know, will oregano oil effects on the gastro system? Is there any product line that helps insomnia? And will any of these products help mucus in the stool for my daughter.
Okay,
Yeah.
when we come back, we're headed into some messages. Don't hang up, Mario. We'll take those one at a time, and we'll get Dr. Ingram to address those. You asked the right guy. He has a lot of clinical experience and understanding and practice, so we'll get to that. Thank you, Mario. Don't hang up. Dr. Ingram will stand by. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition. My guest, as you figured out, is Dr. Cass Ingram. This show airs 9 to 11 live every day, coast to coast. Go to letstalknutrition.com if you'd like to watch it, if you're so inclined, because we stream the show. We'll be back with Dr. Ingram, and we'll talk to Mario some more and see what's on Mario's mind. Don't go away.
Are you suffering from those awful allergies? Hay fever, sneezing, watery eyes? Here's some advice you won't want to miss.
I'm a doctor, and my patients used to dread allergy season. But then I discovered A-Vogel Allergy Relief, a unique combination of natural ingredients that usually addresses every one of my patients' symptoms. And while it's clear that the vast majority of my patients benefit significantly from A-Vogel Allergy Relief, what's even more amazing is that after using it, at least half of my patients' symptoms didn't return. As a doctor, that's the kind of outcome my patients and I can appreciate.
Get doctor-recommended A-Vogel Allergy Relief for your allergy symptoms. It's proven safe, it doesn't make you drowsy, it's fast-acting, and it may even help prevent your allergies from returning. Available at vitamin discount centers, Richards, Rollin' Oats, Vitamin Shop, Nutrition Smart, and other fine health food stores.
Still looking for your fountain of youth? It's Zinnia. Look no further than the beauty aisle of your favorite health and nutrition store. Zinnia is the newest product from Form Essentials, the brand that brought you solace. So you know it's filled with the highest quality ingredients. Many cosmetic products only treat topically, while Zinnia addresses aging and hair loss from within. Formulated to support the growth of radiant hair, skin, and nails, Zinnia is sure to help you turn back the hands of time and assist you in aging gracefully. Zinnia provides a spectrum of key vitamins and other evidence-based natural ingredients such as alpha-lipoic acid, biotin, and collagen and elastin peptides, all combined in one capsule for your convenience. By promoting beauty from the inside out, you're strengthening your cells and creating a lasting enhancement to your natural beauty. Zinnia fits into your daily routine and can be taken to boost your current cosmetic products. Available now at leading health and nutrition stores. Ask for Zinnia by name. Start taking Zinnia hair, skin, and nails today and get ready to look amazing.
Are you waking up each day to the life you have to live or to the life you want to live? Better health shouldn't be left to chance. Smart choices to living longer and stronger include making Kyolic aged garlic extract a part of your daily routine. For years, medical researchers have recommended adding Kyolic to the diet as a powerful tool to enhancing overall heart and immune health. Recent clinical studies at UCLA Medical Center using Kyolic suggest that garlic may slow plaque formation in the arteries and support healthy cholesterol and homocysteine levels. Previous research also shows Kyolic may enhance your immune system defenses. Kyolic is organic, odorless, and the only antioxidant garlic supplement available worldwide. Maintaining a healthier you could extend your life. Your wellness begins with Kyolic aged garlic extract, available everywhere fine nutritional supplements are sold. Visit kyolic.com, that's KYOLIC.com, or call 1-800-421-2998 for a free sample today.
Did you know that when it comes to supporting whole body health, there's an herbal supplement that may be as important as your daily multivitamin? Discover Zyflamend Whole Body from New Chapter. Formulated to support a whole body, healthy inflammation response, an ongoing natural process and part of the body doing its job. We often think of the inflammation response as something we can feel, such as where there are sensitive nerve endings. But did you know that we can also have an inflammation response we can't feel? And whether we are aware of it or not, our inflammation response can affect the whole body. Zyflamend is a patented blend of 10 remarkable herbs, including pure and potent turmeric, that help balance and support your body's natural, healthy inflammation response for overall health and wellness. And it's clinically tested. Discover the premier herbal supplement for whole body health from New Chapter, Zyflamend Whole Body. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Available at your local fine health food store.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Nubian Heritage, Global Healing, Modern Wellness, BSN, Finish First, Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils, Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation, Natural Factors, where great health begins, Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless, A. Vogel, Europe's leading brand of herbal medicine. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition 2016. My guest is Dr. Cass Ingram. We have a caller, a listener to the show. Mario lives in St. Petersburg, Florida. Mario, welcome back. Let's take your questions one at a time. What was the first question you asked?
Okay, thanks for taking my call.
My pleasure.
As far as product lines, mucus in the stool if the person's a vegetarian and a health addict.
Yeah.
My first
See,
question.
that's the thing. There's probably infestation by fungus and parasites because, when you have a vegetarian diet, usually you get a reduction in stomach acid, then you're more vulnerable to picking stuff up from the food. So rather than trying to always flush out the mucus, you want to kill the cause. So I would get the wild oregano capsules. They're known as Oregamax. They're brilliant. And get some of the same oil of wild oregano. She takes the oil on. By the way, I found this to be infinitely valuable for colitis, irritable bowel syndrome, spastic colon. So she takes a few drops under the tongue twice a day. She takes 2 or 3 capsules twice a day. That's the end of the story. Then your probiotics. You can hit the
I'll tell you in a
hempinol
second.
too. How's that?
He mentioned 2 products, Mario. He mentioned Oregamax, and he mentioned oil of oregano.
Okay,
Yeah.
And the Oregamax is in a capsule. It's an interesting capsule, by the way. And then there's oil of oregano, which you put under the tongue, and then you take the Oregamax with, it's a pill.
And to help with the signaling and the balance, you can get that hemp extract, which also is something I would use for insomnia anyway. I would take that material and put 10, 20 drops at bedtime or a half hour before bedtime. And then finally, in this situation, you should get into the wild raw greens extracts. They're known as greens flush. They're brilliant. And you squirt about 40 drops under the tongue twice a day, and that should eliminate all this stuff.
When you say, I'll mention these products to you in a minute, Mario. When you said the hemp extract product, were you talking about the hempenol product?
Yeah, because that's got the crude wild oregano with the crude hemp, and that's going to be better for the inflammation in that gut.
Mm-hmm. So Oregamax, Mario, oil of oregano, hempenol, and then there's another product called Greens Flush.
Greens Flush would be brilliant. By the way, does she just never eat any meat or any kind of eggs or anything?
No, just eggs. That's it. Maybe once in a while a little turkey.
How old is she?
50.
She's 50.
Yeah.
How old are you? 100?
You might try to get
76.
a little bit more eggs into the diet or some kind of protein.
Well, good luck with that. That's not going to happen. My experience has been, this, Dr. Ingram. By this time, she's age 50. To get her to change her relationship with food, she has a better shot becoming an astronaut.
Yeah, she never will. Never will.
She never will. I know she won't.
Strict vegetarian, always.
And there's nothing. I don't care if you showed her the scientific evidence as to some of the pitfalls and traps of a vegetarian diet and what to do about it. She's not going to change.
She's full of worms. Get that wild oregano down her. That'll help somewhat.
Okay. Thank you. And the insomnia again. What was that?
Yeah, that's that hemp extract.
The hempenol.
I'm not making any claims on hemp, but I'm telling you what I use at night because I'm a computer insomniac. I use the hempenol. It does me quite a lot of good.
Does that help out?
Thank you.
You're welcome, Mario. Thanks for your call. Let's go to Tampa, Florida. Florida's dialed in today. Roy, welcome to the show.
Hi, Doc. How are you?
Fine. Thanks for asking. Thanks for asking.
Doc, just have a comment on the cholesterol.
Yeah.
As far as I have discerned from my studies, the more cholesterol you eat, the less your body produces. It's the stickiness or the inflammatory factors that make cholesterol corrupt in our body.
Yeah.
We need cholesterol. It's absolutely essential to our well-being.
Now, you make a great point because the body makes the equivalent of 24 eggs worth of cholesterol every day. So it's like slightly important. So you're right. If it's a feedback mechanism. If you eat cholesterol, the body says, "Hey, thanks a lot. I don't need to make so much of it."
Mm-hmm. So, do you eat a high-fat diet, and you don't discriminate on which kinds of fats you eat?
Well, my saturated fats will be the clean, so-called, that I call cleaner saturated fats. My beef would be free-range, grass-fed, coconut oil, things of that nature. But no, I'm not afraid of fat at all.
You eat the skin on the chicken?
Oh, absolutely. But again, I will go out of my way to spend the extra money and buy a free-range chicken.
Yeah, my man.
See, there you go. Yeah, and I can tell you, I could bring a guest on here that has credentials too, and could make a different argument. This will go on.
Arguing on behalf.
I know it could go on forever, but I appreciate your call, Roy. Thanks for chiming in and
I have nobody to to thank, but you're the first one. You gave me a book by Dr. Stephen Sinatra many years ago, and I followed his work, as the years went by. So it was you who first told, suggested I read this book. So it's always interesting to me when one of your things here is cholesterol.
Mm-hmm.
And the thought seems to be changing in the scientific.
Yeah, it turns out that, bank robbers come in all size, shapes, ethnic groups. Bank robber's a bank robber. I get that. But it's not just one kind of bank robber. All kinds of people can rob a bank. All kinds of things can rob you of your health, especially your cardiovascular health. And when it comes to heart disease, it's not just cholesterol. I mean, there is a multiplicity of modifiable and unmodifiable risk factors for heart disease. And to put only one suspect in the lineup that's not good detective work. I'm mixing my metaphors, but you get my point. We'll come back with Dr. Ingram.
Looking for the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering. You're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace, for healthy sleep naturally.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by NeoCell, the true science of collagen. Enzymedica, the enzyme experts. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Nutrix Hawaii, more nutrition, better health, purely Hawaiian. Nature's Dynamics, garden to gummy supplements made by Dad. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, where it's all about learning. Keep learning. That's what this show's about. 877-897-8255. I think that at any age, at any time, how can you go wrong? And that's why we have guests that come on here from literally all parts of the world, all over the world, different and varying points of view. And the show is non-ideological. I don't, we all have our biases, but you have to have an open mind and an open mic so you can let people express themselves and ask questions and say things, even if sometimes it makes you feel uncomfortable. And the fun part in any area of study is always the paradoxes, the contradictions, the misconceptions, the myths. Those are the things that intrigue me, because that's where all the debate is. And I sort of gravitate to that, and we don't shy away from that around here. And try to make, because it's there's no right or wrong answer. People have opinions, and some are informed and some are not. And Dr. Ingram, as I told you when I introduced him earlier today, when I told you he was coming on, his rhetorical filters aren't all that fine. He'll tell you what's on his mind. He's pretty authentic, and he says what he believes to be the case, and you got to go with that and respect that. Dr. Ingram, welcome back.
Yeah, that's our gentleman that's on the line there. He's doing the right thing.
Yeah, I'm glad he called. It's interesting. You never know who's listening, and you never know what's on their mind. That's why I encourage people to call and ask your question or make your comment. Don't be afraid. This is a listener-friendly show.
Well, now, you think about this endocannabinoids. They're made from arachidonic acid, and arachidonic acid is found in the skin of and in the flesh of animal food. And so, if you want to have good mood, who would feel better than somebody that sat down to a nice grass-fed steak, cooked medium rare, some sliced onions, and even a baked potato with a load of butter and sour cream? Talk about loading up your arachidonic acid. So it's we're all screwed up. We're afraid of our shadows. It's
well. What do you? Let me ask you.
Yeah.
You alluded to this earlier. What do you think nutritionally is where all the damage is done to the cells, tissues, and organs?
Sugar,
the sugar.
Honey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The refined processed carbs.
And refined vegetable oils, heavily refined soybean oil. Of course, we've got the GMOs now, and of course, then you've got white rice. These are the things that have been proven historically to cause human disease. We have no proof whatsoever that the consumption of a natural grazed meat, lamb, beef, chicken, turkey, does anything noxious. But getting back to it,
let me point something out, and then I'd like to get your comment. We have evidence. We have remains of ancient bodies that are ancient, thousands and thousands of years old. We've been able to find there's several cases of it, and we now know that the archaeology, whoever those scientists are that are responsible for these finds and ultimately do these so-called post-mortems. I mean, they find that these groups also suffered from heart disease. There was no McDonald's. There was no refined processed carbohydrates, but yet they had heart disease. Yeah. How do you explain that?
Well, the heart is a pump, and it can get worn down. The stresses of life, malnutrition, nutritional deficiency. One of the things that protects the heart is the certain flavonoids, which you find in red grape, which you find in pomegranate. Our sophistication now is so high that we are now incorporating the pomegranate, we're incorporating the grape, we're incorporating the resveratrol, we're incorporating the coconut oil. I mean, how could a primitive do anything? He was lucky if he could make it across the street. There's so many stresses going on, and we don't know. Did they cook inside of a hut and get intoxicated with carbon? Who knows what their life was like?
Yeah, the one figure that I'm referring to is Utsi. I don't know if I'm that mummified remains of that individual. They found that he had heart disease.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Your point's well taken, though. Heart disease caused by many factors, not just diet.
Right, and so the technology available to us, we can eat the sunflower seeds to get the vitamin E. We are living longer. We have public hygiene. We're not going to drink a bunch of Giardia in a pond somewhere and die of diarrhea like he was apparently having some kind of intestinal parasites or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But and now we know this other technology, which is that we need to get in these monoterpenes in high doses. We're finding that we can reverse osteoporosis with these substances. I mean, they didn't have any of that capacity. Here's an example. Osteoporosis kills, right? So now we know that you got to get inside the cell nucleus of the bones, and that's through the monoterpenes. And if a person consumes certain supplements, you can increase bone density irrespective of your calcium and vitamin D intake. And so I was talking about Bone Active earlier. That's based on raw bone from New Zealand cattle, the MCHC, plus rosemary, sage, and oregano, which the investigators found cause a reversal of bone loss within 30 minutes of consumption. Who had such a knowledge before? Who had such a knowledge that you could extend life, by adding pomegranate extracts to the diet to keep the arteries more elastic? This is the benefit we've got, is the knowledge.
When you go to NorthAmericanUrbanSpice.com, you have a lot, as they say in the business, a lot of SKUs there.
Yeah.
Cinnamon. I mean, I know the company's known and famous for oil of oregano, but you have so many different products and all these herb and spice-based products. What I'm trying to do is encourage the listener and the viewer of the show to go to North American Herb and Spice. You heard Dr. Ingram mention several of the products. We've spent if you notice today, we spent a lot of time talking about ideas, principles, issues, a product mentioned along the way here or there. I mean, that's what this show's trying to do. We're trying to educate you, but he wants to make you aware of these products as well. So
yeah, it's just good to know which ones are therapeutic. Our data is showing that the intake of spice extracts and also the oil, internally, sublingually, rubbed topically, is aiding in the bone density fight.
At Canavest, we believe that the future of hemp is unlimited, and through innovative and responsible application and science, we will enhance the prosperity and well-being of our customers, employees, and communities. As pioneers, our long-term goal at Canavest is to locate hemp seed processing mills near to our future family of hemp farmers. These local factories will convert hemp seed into nutritious oil, protein powders, bread flour, and hemp meal. Canavest supports local efforts and believes that sustainability starts locally. Canavest was named one of the Nutritional Outlook's Best of 2014, and we are committed to pioneering the hemp revolution as the world's leading producer of quality hemp-derived CBD products. Resistance to change is in great part the result of trying to do today's job with yesterday's tools and with yesterday's concepts. The hemp revolution is here, and it's up to all of us to change perception and to impact policy. Will you join us in this movement? Learn more about the education and science behind Canavest at canavest.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Murray with a minute of important health news. One of my all-time favorite natural products is a special extract of licorice known as DGL. DGL is short for deglycyrrhizated licorice, but I tell my patients that it stands for darn good licorice. DGL is made by removing the compound in licorice that can raise blood pressure in some people. Double-blind clinical studies have shown DGL is quite useful in healing stomach and intestinal ulcers. In fact, in head-to-head studies, it has actually outperformed popular anti-ulcer drugs. But rather than inhibit the release of stomach acid, DGL stimulates the normal defense mechanisms that prevent ulcer formation and promote healing. Clinical studies have not only shown DGL to be extremely effective, but also that it is completely without side effects. Clearly, DGL is a better choice.
At Country Life Vitamins, we've been helping people live happy, healthy lives since 1971, and we believe integrity should always be our #1 ingredient. We are committed to this belief because you deserve high-quality nutrition, specifically crafted with the highest standards to support your health. Country Life's manufacturing facility is an NSF GMP-registered facility, as well as USDA-certified organic, so you can feel good about the products you're taking. Country Life Vitamins is also the first supplement company in the United States to have a complete line of products certified gluten-free. That's over 500 products. Country Life Vitamins' pledge of integrity is based on 5 standards: authenticity, cleanliness, freshness, consistency, and accuracy. Ask for Country Life's top-selling products, such as Coenzyme B Advanced for increased energy or Flex Able for joint health. Country Life Vitamins' commitment to ensure all of our products are pure, wholesome, gluten-free supplements full of natural goodness provides peace of mind with the knowledge you are using a brand you can trust.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Renew Life, the digestive care company. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. North American Urban Spice, the only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Canavest, from seed to shelf. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Here's the LT on Health question of the day. Earlier in the show, I was reporting on a new study taking a look at the hypothesis of whether eating breakfast will contribute to weight loss. Okay? And the question is going to be very simple. It's a true or false. Based on that study, and there are some other ones that support it, does eating breakfast contribute to weight loss? Is that true? Is it true that eating breakfast contributes to weight loss, or is it false? True or false? Eating breakfast contributes to weight loss. True or false? Simple. You can guess. You got a 50-50 chance getting it right. 877-897-8255. 877-897-TALK. Dr. Ingram, do these endocannabinoid, does like CBD, for example, make any contribution to cardiovascular health? Is that out of its spectrum or out of its range? Dr. Ingram. I lost him. I lost him. We'll see if we can get him back. Let me know when he comes back, Stephen. So we'll see what he has to say about that. I was mentioning that we have evidence from ancient remains that shows signs of heart disease. Researchers have found clogged arteries, or what's left of the arteries, in mummies that go back nearly 4,000 years. And the findings are that from humans who lived thousands of years before there were Big Macs, Twinkies, curly fries, and whatnot, they find evidence of heart disease. This has caused researchers, doctors, and those interested in this topic to sort of rethink about the causes of heart disease. And it's been long assumed that atherosclerosis, this hardening of the arteries where plaque builds up, leads to heart attacks and strokes. We know that, and they consider it a modern disease of modern life that's caused by stress, smoking, fatty foods, lack of exercise. Well, what about these ancient people who lived thousands and thousands of years ago? They didn't have those kinds of features of modern life. They did have stress. There was plenty of stress, believe you me. And again, this notion of heart disease being caused by one thing like high cholesterol is a silly idea. I just want to mention this, that heart disease has been with us throughout our history, throughout human history. We seem to be vulnerable to it. That's the point, and we need to understand that it's a multifactorial disease. Let's go to Palm Harbor. Chris, welcome to the show. True or false? Eating breakfast contributes to weight loss. True or false?
I would say true, please.
According to this study, not so much. Believe it or not, it's interesting. And there are some other studies to support it. It's almost a little bit surprising when you hear that result, Chris. But in this study, they didn't find that it contributed to weight loss. That in fact, these were obese people in the study in both groups. The group that ate breakfast, and then there was the fasting group, the group that didn't eat breakfast. They were both on a weight loss program. That was the only thing that was different. It turned out that the obese people who ate breakfast, they were more physically active in the morning. It caused them to be more physically active, and they ate less in the afternoon, later in the day. But at the end of the day, they consumed just as many calories as the group who didn't eat, who fasted. So the eating breakfast didn't contribute to weight loss. Surprising, isn't it? Isn't that surprising?
Very surprising, Dr. Garko.
I know. I read that. There was another study from Vanderbilt a couple of years ago. They found the same thing, the same result, that eating breakfast, in fact, the group that didn't eat breakfast lost more weight. They lost 3 more pounds. They lost 20 pounds. The other group, the group that ate breakfast lost 17 pounds. In fact, the fasting group lost more weight than the group that ate breakfast. Now, that doesn't mean to say that people shouldn't eat breakfast. It is to say that there seems to be something else going on here about eating breakfast and losing weight. Maybe it's not as clear-cut as we once thought. That's all. I'm trying to...
All right. Well, sounds like fasting is good, too.
That's right. I mean, I believe in... I tend to do it automatically. I don't know why. I sort of have this habit over the years, since I've been doing this my whole life, where I can go for long periods of time without eating. I'm not saying that's a good idea, but I'm not one to be eating all day long. I just don't do that. It's just not me. So whatever that means, I don't know, but we're just trying to sort it out. That's all. But
I thank you for the show, and I thank you for, that I can be a part of it. I appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. I want to thank you for listening. That's the most important part, that you're there listening. We appreciate it. Let's go to Tuscaloosa. James, welcome to the show. Hi, James.
My name is James, and that answer is false.
That's right. It's false. Congratulations. You won a $25 supplement gift card. Do you eat breakfast, James?
Not all the time.
Not all the time. Yeah, I have a protein. I have some protein, and I have my Starbucks triple grande non-fat cappuccino, and that's my breakfast. That's it. And some people say, you're supposed to do better than that. You're a nutritionist. You got a health talk show. I'm saying I don't know. James, how long have you been listening to the show?
For a while now, since you've been coming on, being sponsored by Manor Grocery.
Okay, well, we appreciate you listening in Tuscaloosa, and I want to thank you for that personally. Thank you for listening, and thank you for calling the show today.
Thank you.
All right, take care of yourself. We lost Dr. Ingram. He dropped off into the ether. God knows where he is. But he's an interesting guy. Go to North American Urban Spice. Visit their website. All those different products that Dr. Ingram mentioned today. The hempanol, the Oregamax, oil of oregano, the greens flush, and all those different products. North American Urban Spice. Take care of yourself. Learn, keep learning, never stop learning about nutrition and health, because your health is your wealth.